Hey guys, it's Mr. E here, and today I would like to highlight or spotlight a mod for Darktide that I think it would absolutely help a ton of people. So if you are a player who can use mods, read a PC player, definitely stay tuned, especially if you suffer from latency of any sort. That is what this mod is here to counteract. Now, first and foremost, let me get out and just go ahead and say I have no affiliation with Quantum here, who is the creator of this mod, and I didn't help making this video in any way, shape, or form. I just want to signal boost it as much as possible because I got recommended this on YouTube, and I think I had heard of it from my Discord, but I feel like there's probably a ton of people who would potentially be benefited by a mod like this and would just not have it recommended to them because their algorithms aren't as warped as mine are, or they're just not that plugged into the Darktide scene, Darktide modding scene. So yeah, I just want to make certain that everybody knows about how cool this thing is and generally what it does. Now, if you want to skip my explanation, you can just go to the Discord, the description in the video down below, and that'll take you to his video, and then he actually has about 3 minutes or so explaining what exactly it does, and then a link to the Nexus mods from there. Make sure you go over there in order to give his video a watch and give him the view credit, because yeah, everybody deserves views for their hard work, especially if you put together a video to showcase it. And then here's his socials as well, but hopefully he doesn't mind me just try to get more people over there. Now, let's go ahead and just quickly explain what it does and try to sell you guys on it so that you get it if you need it. So this mod, as I said, it's going to be really, really helpful for people who play with latency of any sort, especially if you are, playing from another continent. If you are a South America or OS player and you just can't find anyone to party with in Havocs and stuff like that, especially if you're in higher end content or you're trying to push higher end content, where milliseconds end up mattering a lot, this will make a big difference in your play. And maybe you just play with some friends who are in US and you're in Europe or vice versa. Yeah, go check it out. Now, what it does, really simply put, is it figures out where the actual danger is, and it highlights it in teal. So in this clip here, we have two sides. The left side is the reality side. This is the 16 ms, so this guy's playing on this server. Here he is living in latency land with 270 ms. So over here, he normally would have an absolutely distorted view of reality, more than a quarter of a second of delay, and this delay affects all sorts of enemy animations, right? They're going to look like they are in completely different places, especially for fast-moving enemies and especially dangerous enemies like trappers and dogs and mutants, as we'll showcase here. So this trapper actually fires out a net, and you can see it here a little bit. It's very compressed, but there's the net right there. I guess I can make this even bigger. And here is the rendered version of the net. Now note that in his latency land version, there's no net actually there. This is what the mod is showing him is where the net is. And so right here, you can see the little electric balls in the net where it's like right in front of him, and he dodges out of the way because he has this teal indicator of, okay, there's a spooky net there. And you see, he actually just dodged it barely in time, right? So this over here, that's the real net. And then back here, there is now a red waffle grid with the visual net in it. And this one, he doesn't explain this in the video, but I believe it is highlighted in red because this is showcasing that this is a fake net. You don't need to worry about dodging this one because this is just a visual. This is just a remnant because of that 270 ms he's playing on. So yeah, this is already saving him from a trapper that would have hit him here. If he had been waiting for this to come out and then dodging that, he would have gotten hit by that blue one, or maybe he'd have dodged more than once when he didn't need to. Very cool. And this only gets worse, or I guess better for the mod, when you talk about faster and faster enemies. So right here, he's showcasing a mutant that is charging in, and if you were going by his view on the right, this mutant, it looks like it is very far away from him, right? You still have plenty of time, in Darktide terms, to react to this mutant. You are not going to get grabbed right immediately. But looking over at the reality side of things, This man is like inches away from getting grabbed and pummeled by this mutant. And as many of you probably know, if you have played, especially at higher difficulties, getting grabbed by a mutant at the wrong time is a death sentence. A mutant will just invariably throw you in the worst possible position or pummel you into fire or whatever it might be. And so dodging them is absolutely imperative. And this, because the pill indicator right here, this is the actual location of this enemy, he can tell that no, the enemy isn't actually way back there. That's where their fake indicator is, that red indicator. This teal indicator is where they actually are. And so that will tell him, oh shoot, this mutant's actually right in front of me. I need to move now. And so he does. And thereby dodging, and now the mutant passes him by safely on that side. And that is just another amazing use, and perhaps the most egregious one of all. There is a dog pouncing in here. Now look at the left side of the screen here for a second. This dog would be pouncing him right now, right? It would have hit him right now. But in his view, this dog is still 10 feet away in the air. How mad would you have been if you were in this situation and you got pinned by a dog that was not even nowhere near you, but hit you from down? Yeah, this mod is really, really cool. Just being able to kind of interpolate where these enemies are going to be or where they actually really are is absolutely massive. And honestly, I think this is one of the coolest uses of modding for Darktide since like Danger Zone in terms of utility for players. Both of them are kind of in the same vein where, yes, it is immersion breaking, but you know what's more immersion breaking than a couple of indicators to show you the perceived versus real locations of enemies? Getting telekinetically pounced by a dog from 15 feet away. So I think that this, if is something, it's something that you need where you are playing on latency conditions a lot. You should definitely check it out. Even if you're playing with like 130, 150 ms, you're probably gonna start to feel that quite a bit. This mod is also, you know, kind of a really cool idea to me, particularly because it helps out like a set of players who are just generally disadvantaged by Darktide as a whole, because Darktide is so server based and because latency in Darktide is just absolutely crippling. Like, this game has almost no tolerance for people having any latency at all, and so this will help out players who have that latency and allow players who are playing on less populated servers to play on the more populated ones without as much of a detriment to their playing ability. So big props to him for that. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy it. If it's something you need, go in the description, check out his video, and check out his socials as well. Check him out on Twitch. Also, check out his friend Cannon Fodder 5, who has a very familiar UI here. I wonder if he's a Mystery fan. It certainly seems like he might have checked in a while ago and figured out how to make that UI. It looks like he made it himself. But thanks for watching, guys. Go check him out, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.